Mission Impossible Fallout is the sixth film in the Mission Impossible franchise. It is written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, and it stars yet again Tom Cruise as the IMF agent Ethan Hunt. And I've been particularly excited for this film for a multitude of reasons. The main ones being that Christopher McQuarrie is the same director of Jack Reacher and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which are two really solid Tom Cruise films. He's also written a lot of other more famous films and great ones, including The Usual Suspects. It has many characters coming back from the previous films, and it is directly connected to pretty much almost all of them, especially Rogue Nation. It is a direct sequel, the first in the franchise. And I was truly excited. Watching the Mission Impossible films in theaters is always a huge experience for me. And I have to say, Mission Impossible Fallout is probably the best one. And I've made a whole retrospective, almost half an hour long, on every single Mission Impossible film. And I have to say, this is the best one. This is the best one for many reasons. The first one being that the stakes are incredibly high. It basically feels like the last 20 minutes of Mission Impossible 3, only throughout the entire movie. It is all about failure. It is all about adversity. The film is all about failure. It's all about fighting adversity. You have Ethan Hunt, who is more vulnerable than ever in this film. He is battered down, he's beaten up, he constantly fails during the film. Every single mission, every single plan goes awry, and yet he tries to do the best thing possible. He could take the easy way out, but he doesn't. He always tries to save every single person he can. He always tries to do what is right, even though sometimes that goes to the detriment of the mission. And it is a very interesting moral story with incredible scenes of action. And that's the thing, for a 2.5-hour movie, this flies by incredibly fast. It has an incredible opening prologue that creates a lot of tension. It creates a what-if situation that makes you go, oh shit, stakes are high this time, and you feel the tension throughout the entire film. And also you have the inclusion of other characters like Henry Cavill, who is a CIA agent who has to follow around Ethan Hunt because he's been fucking up a lot lately, and he has to make sure that Ethan does what is right. And so you get very interesting conversations between these two characters, and as I've said, you get some truly fantastic action scenes. And the action in this film, like, it's been marketed everywhere, it's almost all real, and you feel it. You truly feel it. And that's the thing, why is this the best Mission Impossible film in my opinion? The other Mission Impossible films all have like that one set piece, the one that everyone remembers, like the motorcycle chase in Mission Impossible 2, the Burj Khalifa sequence in Ghost Protocol, the airplane scene in the opening of Rogue Nation, or the opera scene. Every single film has one or two scenes that everyone remembers, but then they always kind of fall flat in one part or another. There is like that one scene that's a little meh compared to the rest of the film, like the ending of Rogue Nation and Ghost Protocol. Mission Impossible Fallout, there isn't a single scene that wasn't exciting, especially in the action department. And you got the halo jump that Tom Cruise did, you got riding the bike in Paris, riding a car in Paris. You have an incredible fist fight with Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill fighting a martial artist, and that's an incredible fight scene. You got some really intense shootouts, a wonderful rooftop chase in London that's intense as hell, and then the climax, which is easily the best climax in any Mission Impossible film. And that's the thing, you know everyone is gonna be fine in those films, you know Ethan Hunt is gonna win, but during the climax of this film there are so many things that just keep going to shit and keep piling up, and it gets to a point where you actually feel like maybe they might not actually win, even though you know in the back of your head they're gonna win. It's just so intense, and the whole helicopter scene is incredible. Tom Cruise actually climbing and getting inside a helicopter in midair, it's fantastic, and actually riding the helicopter. Bravo, mister. I loved it. I truly loved it. And also the cast. It's a very good cast. It's probably the best cast in all those films because pretty much every single character you know from previous entries. You have Tom Cruise, who is great, absolutely great in this film. You can feel the dilemma inside his character. You can feel the pain that he's suffering. You get Henry Cavill, who is very good as this brute force of nature. You have Alec Baldwin, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames coming back, who are all terrific in this film. You got Rebecca Ferguson, who stole Rogue Nation, and she's just as great here as she was in the previous film, with more depth to her character, with a couple of really sweet and very interesting scenes between her and Cruise. And you also got Sean Harris, who was one of the weak points in Rogue Nation as the villain. He is back in this film, and honestly, I liked him even more, and it makes the previous film better, knowing how his character evolves. In the first film, is very serious, very calculated menace, who knows what he wants to do, very focused. And in this film, he went a little bit nuts in prison and in jail, and he does some sick and messed up things, and it makes sense for his character, and it's very interesting. The chemistry and relationship between him and Ethan Hunt, between Solomon Lane and Ethan Hunt, it's great, and it's incredible. Also the cinematography, it's very dark compared to the other films. The overall tone, even the Mission Impossible theme by Lord Balfe, it's much darker. It feels very much like a Christopher Nolan, like a Hans Zimmer Christopher Nolan score, but it works, it truly works wonders in this film. It really punctuates some scenes and makes them more exciting, and it enhances the experience in a lot of ways. And the sound design is overall terrific, absolutely terrific. So guys, maybe it's not clear, but I love this film. I saw it when I was in Montenegro for holidays, and I've just come back from it, and it's been probably over a week since I saw it. I still remember every scene, every detail. I adore it. I want to rewatch it as soon as possible. I can't wait for the Blu-ray. Maybe I think they even have like the 4K IMAX version they're gonna release, I don't know. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. As a fan of Mission Impossible, this is better than everything I was expecting it to be. It's probably the best film of the year, alongside Hereditary and You Were Never Really Here. The only 3 films so far that I've actually really loved from beginning to end, that gave me a lot of emotions, a lot of excitement, that engaged me from beginning to end. And definitely go watch Fallout. But still guys, have you watched Mission Impossible Fallout? Do you like it, do you dislike it, and which is your favorite Mission Impossible film? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.